Howdy! In this series, we're using AI to help us learn Elixir. We're speedrunning the Elixir track on exorcism.org using AI as our partner and trainer. Today's exercise is High School Sweetheart. We'll be learning about strings, the core string functions, and an official introduction to the pipe operator. You might recall me saying in the opening for this series that I had solved about 50 of these exercises before. And I remember my frustration then being unsure about what functions and Elixir features I was supposed to be learning. Now I have the opposite, which is I'm not sure which ones I should be demonstrating. There's a hints file that comes with each project that lists things like built-in functions to use. So I gave my NotebookLM a link to the exercise and a copy of the hints file to see what it would do with its presentation and quiz. The presentation will be linked below or in a card. Let's try the quiz. In Elixir, what is the correct sequence of operations to get the first letter of a name that might have leading white space such as Jane? So we want to take the name and we want to trim it. And then we want to take the first letter. So that's just gibberish A. B looks pretty good, although we would prefer to do something like that with pipes. Trim first isn't a thing. And this is unfortunate. This is nicely done with pipes, but in the wrong order. So this must be B. To create an initial like R dot, by combining the letter R with the period, which operator should be used in Elixir? The less than, greater than symbol is the concatenation operation in Elixir, so it would be B. If you apply Elixir's string split function to the given full name, what would the output be? So that's going to split on the white spaces, so we'd expect a list back with Lance and Green as separate entries in the list. So we're looking for B. What is the correct syntax in Elixir to embed a value of a variable, full initials, into that string? So they're looking for a string interpolation here, and that is inside of a string, you'd put the hashtag, and then in curly braces, the variable you want to substitute. So that would be D. What is the primary purpose of the pipe operator in Elixir? Well, we've seen this before. We know that it takes the result of one function and puts it as the first argument into the following function. So that's D. Which Elixir syntax should be used to define multiple line strings such as the ASCII art box? All right, so if you use triple quotes, then you can, inside of a triple quote block, have whatever text you'd want formatted in such a way, so that's A. The instructions for the Sweetheart exercise require breaking the problem into small reusable functions. To implement initials, which function should be used to format each part of the split full name? Well, we'd want to reuse initial. All right, on to the exercise. All right, here we are in VS Code. I've already used the exorcism CLI to download the source files for the exercise. I've also gone into Copilot Chat and ran that same prompt we did last time, where I asked Copilot to bring the documentation and examples into the source code so that we can focus simply on the solutions instead of jumping around between files. Okay, so we are up for the first letter here, and the instructions say it should take a name, return the first letter, and it should clean up unnecessary white space. So we know that we can use string trim to get rid of the white space and string first to get the first letter. And we'll use the pipe operator. Okay, very good. Tests for first letter pass. For the initial, should take the name, return the first letter uppercased followed by a dot. We should reuse first letter. All right. So we want to take the name, pipe that to first letter, then we want to uppercase the first letter, and then we want to append it with a dot. Now, technically this works and might be the most idiomatic. I'm not sure. I would be inclined, I think, particularly at this stage of our learning, to say that the uppercase first letter is this much. And then I might return uppercase first letter concatenated with a dot. So this would be one way I think to do it. We'll see another way we could do it in the final function. So let's just be sure that this passes. Pass 2. All right, we're good. Split the full name into the first name, last name, and return the initials. Okay, so we want to take the full name and we want to pass that to string split. And we know that that will give us back an array with the first name and the last name in it. And now we need to return the initial for first name and the initial for last name. This is the interpolation operator. So we're saying here's a string. The hashtag says evaluate this expression. So get the initial first name, get the initial for the last name, and return that. That is interpolation. We could have used that a moment ago when returning the initial. So up here, we could have said, let's return a string. It's got the uppercase first letter followed by a dot. Oops, sorry, I forgot the hash. We could have said that. All right, put two people's initials inside of the ASCII art box. This is the Unicode character for the triple quotes. So that's what it had to do to put it inside of documentation here. Basically, we want to have this box. We want to put it in triple quotes. We want to get rid of the preceding comment tags. And then what we need to do is replace the XXXX with the initials of full name 1 and the other one with the initials of full name 2. So there we're calling the initials function we just got done writing. We're interpolating the result into this string. So this says return a formatted string with a row of hearts and dashes, the initials, a row of hearts and the dashes. So let's just run all the tests just to be sure we've got them all, and we do. Check out the NotebookLM presentation video. NotebookLM had some trouble formatting code examples, but did provide an excellent overview of the exercise. Give this video a like to let me know it was helpful to you, or you simply enjoyed it. Join me next time for the bird count exercise where we learn about recursion.